There we are. Good morning. Happy Tuesday, October 27th. It is the last week. Hi, Army wife. Good morning. Today I'm going to show you guys how to create this little train. Do you see that? Yes, I know we're still in October and we haven't even done Thanksgiving yet. But I got to, doing this little train, something that I did last year, and I never really put it together. And I'm like, you know what? This seems like such a cute idea. I mean, it would even be perfect for if you want to do a Halloween train. I mean, you still have time to do that. You just have to change out some of the elements, which I'll show you how to do here on today's stream. Now, the things that I'm using today is obviously this 4x6. Now, you don't have to get this big one. I got this a couple of years ago. I've had it forever. But if you were going to be giving out some gifts this year, like for Thanksgiving, for Christmas, I would probably recommend the 4x6 100 pack that you can get at Walmart for like $5.99 or cheaper. This one is Darcy. Did I say that right? Darcy. And this has a bonus pack of 300. And I got it really cheap, like around $10 because it was previously open. And after counting them, there was like maybe 10 missing. So I got it for $10, pre-opened and everything. But I didn't really mind because look, they're resealable. None of them have been like tampered with or anything. So I was like, you know what? It's cool. Now this was like years and years and years ago. So I still have the box and I have quite a bit left. So don't be a me. Get something a little smaller, something that you're probably going to use. Unless you're going to be doing like a craft fair, then this would be a great craft fair idea. A bit time consuming, so keep that in mind. If you really want to do a couple of these, I would really recommend it. So we got the bag. We got a couple of colors here. And yes, I'm using some of my scraps. We're going to be using some white, so dark brown that has been apparently Cricutized by me. We're going to use some yellow. They have... Yes, they sure do. They do have it in 100 packs. So if you want even a smaller amount, it's even cheaper. So we got brown, white, yellow, green, dark red, and brown. You don't have to stick to these colors. These are just the colors that I'm using. And of course, my somewhat relatively not so sticky mat. It's getting unstickified, and I've just used it for a couple of rounds. So it's a little disappointing. So let's get to the match, to the creating of the stuff and things here. Now, let's see. No, there we go. Now, let me get back to where I was. I was just perusing through my stuff and things that I had created. Some of which you will probably see later on. Some of which you probably won't see until next year. But that being said, there it is. There's my train. Now, oh, that's right. I'm on it right now. Duh. I'm sorry. You're right. I'm already on it. I got so busy. I was like, do I have it up? Do I not have it up? Maybe, maybe not. Now, I did this one first. And then I did candy cane wheels the very same way that I did this right here. And all I did was elongate them and make them bigger. If you want to go the extra step and make candy cane wheels, you can go ahead and do that. But that being said, I'm going to start with this one. This is my 2019 version. Very simple. This is my 2020 version, and this is another 2020 version. So we're going to start with this one. And this is primarily, this simple shape right here was primarily, I was thinking for people that want to do vinyl, that don't want a lot of layering. So that's why this one was created. So let me shrink this just a little bit so I can see what I'm doing here. I'm gonna move this up a little. All right, come on now. Highlight and move up. And of course, I love working with my basic shapes. So what I'm going to start with is going to be the engine. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab myself a box and elongate it. And this front portion right here is nothing more than just an elongated circle. I know it's funny how you look at something and don't really think about it as, oh yeah, that's a basic shape. No, it's the last and furthest things from your mind. But lately, this whole year, I've been looking at things and I'm like, hey, that can be done with a basic shape. It's funny, you take a look at something for so long, your mind can actually break it down in basic shapes. Now, I'm not too concerned about the bottom right here. All I really want is just this rounded edge because it's going to have a little triangle at the front. I just want to make sure that my top portion is flush. And what I should have been doing from the very beginning is going to my align area and flushing it to the top. That way, I didn't have to worry about it. But I wasn't thinking. So let's weld. There we go. Then I grab myself a triangle. And I'm not sure if it's called a grill. I should have probably looked at my train, terminology before I started, but I wasn't really thinking. All right. So seems about it, depending on how far out you want your grill. I just want a nice cohesive grill here. And don't worry about this right here. It's fine. We're gonna work with that. If it bothers you, you can get another square and fill it in. But for me, it looked fine. Just like that. But I see that this side is more square, so I think I did mess with it just a little bit. So I'm just going to go in a little bit, say about here. And I'm going to slice. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Pretty good indeed. All right. Now I'm going to work on the top portion here because down here, all I need is wheels and I'm pretty good. So I'm going to grab myself a box or square. And it's really up to you on how big or tall or thin you want your I wish I had looked up analogies. The box area, the window area where the conductor sits in. If you guys can do a Google search for me on what that area is called, that would be great. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go center. That puts everything in the center for me. And all I'm going to do is just slice. Take that off. And I think I want it. You know what? I'm going to leave it like that so maybe I could put something in here. I didn't do that before, but I do have this little guy. I may have him in here. Who knows? I might go crazy, and go, oh, you know what? I'm going to put that in there. Okay. Just grabbing myself another square. And I'm going to just do the top here. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to align it in the center and weld before I even weld this to the bottom. Okay. And then you can go, okay, do I want it a little lower, a little higher? Where do I want this? I think that looks pretty good. And I'm going to weld. So far, so good. All right, let's put some wheels on this bad boy. And for those of you that have kids that like trains or have trains, this is a great thing to, even put as a stocking stuffer, like an embellishment for them. If you want it into their little baggies. Now, you could put it like this. Oh, you know what? This is not even. I can already see. It's small little things that like this that catches my eyes. Let's put these at the bottom. There we go. Let me duplicate this so I can show the two differences. This one right here, I'm going to eat through like I did, or I'm going to slice through like I did here. If you were going to put this on a shirt for whatever reason. So I'm going to weld these first. And then I'm going to go over here and then slice. All right. Okay. And since I already have them right over here, I'm going to duplicate them. And since they're a little too big, I'm just going to put them a little smaller so they could fit right underneath the spoke. I think that's what it's called. It's a spoke, or the wheel axis area. So we got our first train. Let's move out just a little bit. Oh wait, am I super close? Yes, I am. All right. That's our first part of the train. And I'm going to make this guy red. There we go. And the wheels are black. Now, to make them connected in some way, all I did is just grab a circle and put it to the end here. Now, if you want a triangle or a rectangle to connect them, that's fine. It's up to you. I just thought a circle was, you know, it looked more like a chain to me or something to that effect. You know, the little thing that connects to the train, something simple. All right. Now, we already have this, which is this right here. So all I'm going to just do is just change the color and change, wait. This is too light. There you are. And this right here. Okay. So far we're doing dual jobs here. This is, 2019 version, 2020 version. All right. Now we're going to be moving to the coal carrying area. And all I did was just grab a square, elongate it just a little bit, grab the circle, and you can go as deep or as far out as you want. I think I want mine right here, and slice. That's it. Look at that. Easy peasy. All right. All right, go ahead. Storm prep. I'm assuming you're talking about the hurricane that's coming our way. Well, girl, you do what you gotta do. Storm prep, get ready. I will be praying for you, Lord willing, that nothing happens to you. And you come back to me on Thursday. Actually, do check back with me on Thursday. I want to see if you're all right. So go ahead and do your thing. All right. As for me, yep, it's going to hit us. Yeah, it's going to hit. I'm assuming you're like in the Florida area. All right, so you're go on. Don't worry about me. Besides, you can watch this on the replay. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Let's head on to our next caboose. Well, I haven't finished this. If you are going to cut into something, say if you just select these two, you cannot select this and then slice. It won't allow you. The option is not there. Sure thing. Thank you, Army Wife. Stay safe. There's been such bad news this year. I'm not going to get into it, but there's been a lot of bad news this year. I mean, personally and non-personally. All right. So, what we're going to do is we're going to duplicate. There you are, Army Wife. Bye-bye. We'll be praying for you. All right. So I'm just going to do this and slice. Oh, that's right. I can't. I have to select this and weld. That's the only way you're going to be able to slice anything, because the machine, Cricut machine, needs to see it as one thing. All hail me, Devlin. You just slice it through. Okay. Then let's change the color to green, because that's what we have in the original. We just grab this and make it a little smaller. You come in like a wrecking ball. You mean a wrecking ball, not wrecking ball? You come in like a wrecking ball. All right, there we go. We got 2. Before I cut, you know what? I should have saved it. I wasn't thinking. I'm moving all the way back. I'm sorry, guys, but I just realized something. Yes, I know you said what you said and mean what you said. All right. I should be duplicating this and putting it over here. But I wasn't thinking, guys. I'm sorry. I wasn't thinking. All right. I'm going to put that right there. I came in like a wrecking ball. It's getting super hard to think. I'm cutting off these wheels right now, because that's what we need to do. And change it green. All right. Let's do this again. Make this a little tinier. Fit right in there. Let's get rid of that one. Oh, no, no, no. I wanted the wheel. All right. All right. So far, so good. Look at that. We got a little train going here. Da da da. Da da da. All right. I'm going to move you way over here so I have more room. And you, sir, I have to change your color. Nope, nope, wrong color. Because I want to make this look like a gingerbread. That's why I'm like really meticulous on wanting to. You don't look like this. Why don't you look like this? That's the color that it look. Is it just me, or does that brown look a little lighter? Right? Something ain't right here. Right? Okay. All right. All right. I chose it. It's weird. All right. I'm going to move you down here. All right. Now to do this one. This is probably the simplest one. This one right here. This purple one. Because all it is a box. With a box. It's boxception going on here. All right. And I'm just going to take this off the lock and elongate it just a little bit. Duplicate it. Take it off the lock again. There we go. And of course we need to center this horizontally. Yes. I say that suspiciously. All right. We'll get ourselves a circle. And let's move. Is this close? No, no, no. It's just the image is really, really big. A little too big, if you ask me. Okay. Okay. And of course, just very much like I did the other one, I'm just going to move this down a little. Nope. Don't do that. I'm going to duplicate this. Put it right here. But you, my friend, you need to be, your wheels need to be at the bottom. There we go. And we're going to, of course, weld you first. Select everything. and then slice. All right. Again, the only reason you would be doing this is if you were doing some vinyl and you don't want to do a lot of overlapping, because you know how too much vinyl on top of vinyl just seems to leave like a little glue residue. It doesn't look that great. And you want to minimize how much glue you're putting on here. This purple looks a lot darker. I don't understand. This purple looks a lot darker than this purple. I'm not sure why. Okay. As for me, I'm just gonna make this a little smaller. Maybe a little smaller. Just a tiny bit. There we go. Now, again, if you were doing this for a shirt, I would probably put, you know, my son and daughter's name on the train. Maybe pick out a font that would work well with this train. Or you could even do Toys for Tots. That, you know, that would be a great thing to have on here. And I see that my wheels are too off. Hold on here. What did I do here? What did I do? Let's put this on the line here so I can see where I went wrong. And this guy right here. There we go. That looks a little better. Now, you don't have to have this area as tall as I did. You can always shrink it down if you want. I personally like to leave it a little bit bigger so you can add more stuff to it. Okay. So just to change it, let's go with, let's go toys. This is a simple font, super simple. Or is it like a smaller case F? I think it's a smaller case F. 4. Toys for Tots. Is there an E in Tots? I don't think so. I may be incorrect on that. There we go. You could easily do something like that. Or again, put your kids' names on there. It's really up to you. All right. Let's shrink this so I have more room. And of course, we have our gingerbread train coming in right here. Time to go. All right. I guess these are not on the line. I could already tell. You, sir, right here. Yes, you. You need to go all the way to the bottom. There we go. And now I can put you on the top like that. There we go. I also noticed that this is not lining up with the rest of it. So I'm just bringing it down just a little bit. All right. Changing of the colors. Oh, why are you not looking like the rest of you? Okay, there we go. So weird. Okay. Now, how I got the frosting or the snow, or whatever you want to call it. It reminds me of frosting, considering this is a gingerbread cookie that I'm making. And yes, it's the ever faithful circle. Welcome back, circle. We missed you. All I'm doing is just grabbing a couple of circles and placing them at random. Big, small, little, doesn't matter. Okay, and I'm going to do one coming down right here. And I'm going to elongate this guy like that. Like that. Now, I did, however, make like an oval here. Oh, what are you doing? And cover the top. You can do that, but if you find that it's too rounded, you can always cut it like I did. All right, so let me bring that down just a little bit. Oh, stop it. Stop it. No, stop touching. Or you know what? I'm just going to grab you, move you down just a little bit. There. Weld. Yeah, see, that looks like it has a lot. So for my preference, I just cut a little bit off of it. And let me just slice this. There we go. I'm going to bring it in just a little bit. I went too far out. And I'm going to change it white. There we go. Now, I did a little cheaty method here. I grabbed this and all I did was flip it. I didn't want to create any more. So all I did was just flip it and just made it smaller. That's all I did, guys. See, that's all I did. I did that same thing up here. And maybe I did it over here as well. Just grab the same thing and duplicated it, flipped it on the other side. Yes, this is a cheaty method, you guys. You have found out all my secrets. And of course, I duplicated it again and just made it smaller. That's all I really did. Just to save time. I mean, you can do every single one of them individually if you want. But honestly, why do that? When it saves you a lot of time and it looks different. This looks a lot different than this. This looks a lot different than this, and this looks a lot different than everything else. Play around with it, see what works. If you don't like it, delete it and restart. This is a take your time kind of project. Now, to get the little connector right here, all I did was I duplicated, oh, before I do anything else, this right here. I want to know where my wheels go. So what I did was I connected them all. I welded them all. Okay, weld. I just did not want to be like, okay, this is floating in air. Is it the same size as everything else? Didn't want to have any of the guesswork. So I'm just moving these back. Okay, and now I could put these right back on. Alrighty. Okay. Here we go. Now, to get snow on the wheels itself, all I did was just go a little bit bigger, grab a circle, went a little bit bigger, and just grabbed more circles and did the same thing as I did over here. I just aligned them on here, different heights and whatnot. And just go a little longer on that one. Okay. Weld all the black areas together. And slice. Okay. There it is. There's my little snow cap. All I gotta do now is just change it white. White. Okay. That's it. Just duplicate it over and over again and fit it right over my wheel. Okay. Since this is my bigger wheel, I'm just going to elongate that just a little bit. Grab the back wheel over here and put that one right there. Starting to look like a yummy gingerbread cookie. You know, after doing this project for so, like yesterday, over and over again, trying to figure out what works best, I think I really want to make myself some gingerbread cookies. It's one of my favorite. All right. To connect all of these together, all I did is grab myself a square and elongated it. But I just didn't elongate it. I also duplicated this right here. Well, let's do this because I'm going to mess up myself. I'm going ahead of myself. Let's duplicate it. And move it up a little bit like that. Bring this over. See where I like it. And weld the whole thing. Now, if you want to get creative, say if you wanted this white for whatever reason, to emulate that it's snow on the rail. Mine I did dark. Why is it not working? Back, go back. To emulate to make it look like snow is on there. What you can also do is you also can do like a little curtain. Not that you have to, but just to add a little bit more depth to your project. Let's see if I can pull this off like that and weld. All right, and then slice this off. You guys are probably thinking, what are you doing? I'm going to show you. Let's make this just a little thicker. So you don't have to put anything in this area. Where did you go? I just was trying to flip you. There we go. Now, you don't have to do this. I just thought about this on the fly, and I'm like, you know what? Considering this is going to be in the back, and it just adds another element to your project. Let's see. Put this all the way to the top like that, and weld. All right, we'll just to the back. It's up to you. I mean, it just adds a little bit. It's such a small little thing. And you don't have to do that, honestly. And after looking at it, I'm like, hey, let's stop, Alexa. Like, it's probably not necessary. I was just probably overthinking it. Take this off. Put this back right here. And all this does is just strengthens your embellishment for your project. Okay, we have completed our train. Now to decorate it. Now there's two ways I decorated this train. And yes, I'm duplicating the whole thing. One is I gave it candy cane wheels and one without. It's up to you. With that being said, I'm going to start with the candy cane wheel first, because I can also use it as a embellishment for the decoration here at the lollipop. And it's something that you saw before in my candy cane tutorial. If you haven't seen it, I'm just going to give you a small little refresher. I'm just doing 2 circles. One's going to be my center point. And I'm going to center everything. And so you can see what I'm doing. I'm just changing one of the colors. Kind of looks like a little eye. All right, I'm going to grab this circle right here. And I'm going to make a crescent. It's really up to you on how thick you want your crescent to be. I think I want mine like that. And I'm going to slice this. Okay. All I'm going to do is just use the center circle as my guide. That's all I'm doing. Okay. And I'm going to tilt it. And you can make this as thin or as thick as you want. I want mine to be a little thicker. Okay, that looks good. I'm going to grab both of these. And I'm just going to do the same thing all the way around. Okay, I just need one more. I can already tell that I only need one more. And the beautiful thing about this is you do it one time and you can keep cutting over and over and again. So it just takes the time. You just need to take the time the first time around to get it the way you want. Good. Here's my circle and I'm going to remove this. It won't let me. Okay, fine. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to select all. Oh, wait, I'm selecting the wrong one. Where is this? You're up here. And the black circle. It's important to get the black circle also. And weld. Okay. You see what I'm doing here? You see? Select the whole thing and now you can slice. What you're left with is this right here. Now, unfortunately, I wasn't smart enough to duplicate another circle because that is actually essential. Now I'm going to have to finagle this shape into it. Okay, move back. That was my bad. And luckily it fits because I used the original shape. Okay. It's a little off. I'm going to have to adjust it. It's not a big thing, but for me, you know how it is. Little small details like that bother me until I can fix it. All right, let's center you properly. Okay, you're off by a little bit. Okay, and let me just move you. Come on, work with me. Okay. Am I touching the black one? Yes, I am. I'm going to go red. Okay. So this is going to be used quite a bit, you guys. Let me group this so it doesn't go anywhere. Don't attach because attach will make it the same color. Ask me how I know. Okay, I'm going to move. You see how there's a really big gap here? I'm going to move that to the bottom and I'm going to be part of my decoration right here. But this is going to be part of the wheel and I'm going to, that really big red spot, I'm going to hide it underneath the frosting here. So I'm going to remove these. I don't need these anymore. There we go. And I'm just going to make them the size that I need. All right, looks like I'm going to have to get a little closer. Yep, looks like it. Better to be a little bit bigger than too short. All right. Now I'm not worrying about the frosting at the moment because that could always be moved up. Since this area right here looks more cohesive than this, that's why I'm putting the bigger red part to the top so it doesn't look odd. And of course this is my bigger wheel. So I'm just going to put this guy here and make this guy a little larger. Okay. Now to get the frosting. There you are. And here's all of my frosting. All right, I'm going to move you front. Let's try this again. Are you gonna let me do this? Yes, there we go. Front. Ta-da! So however you want to do it, if you want to do the candy cane wheels, it does take a little longer to put together, but the outlook is going to look really great. All right, let's make this a little smaller so I can fit my page again. All right. I think I made this a little too small. He needs to be a little bigger. Okay, what else do I got going on here? The present. Of course, you can't have gingerbread and cake and Christmas without a present. So for the present, it's going to take 3 steps here. So what I'm going to do is do this 3 times. This is going to be our main one. Now this could be the one that has decorative paper. Excuse me. Gotta get a little water there. If you want it, if you just wanted a plain Jane color like this, it's perfectly fine. Now to make the wrapping, the little crisscross that you get here. So what I'm going to do is just going to elongate this square. I'm going to work down here, duplicate it, and put these 2 in the middle. Center them completely. And just grab the top portion, go over here to your rotate tool and go 90 degrees. That's right in the middle. But if you still think that's not in the middle, go to Align, Center. Sit right in the middle. Now weld. And I'm going to make this guy green. Let's make a nice dark green. Okay. All right, and let's make sure that this is right in the smacked in the middle. Good. And we're gonna slice. All right, let's take everything away. Everything we don't need. Ah, no, come back. We did need that. I thought I was getting the corner. Okay, I guess not. All right, this goes on top of here. Like so. Okay, so far it's looking like a present. Now for the little bow on top, which you see right here. And I don't know about you, but I always like to use a gold bow on my presents, especially for Christmas. So I'm going to make a circle here, and all I'm going to do is just tilt it ever so slightly. This is going to be my access point down here. And that's what I'm going to be doing, just following that access point. Now you can do 3, you can do 4, you can do 10 if you wanted to, depending on how fluffy you want your bow to look. Okay, so far that looks pretty good. I'm going to weld this. And I'm going to duplicate it and then flip it to the other side. Okay. All right, come on now, work with me. All right, good. And I'm going to weld. Now, I'm not too concerned about the bottom because that's going to be hidden. So I'm just going to make this a little smaller. Change it yellow. Change this one also yellow. And I'm going to try to make this right in the center. And we're going to go center horizontally. Yeah. And then weld. Okay. Bring these 2 to the front. And then put this right on top. There we go. You can make this as big or as small or as many as you want. You can have the whole train full of nothing but presents. And all you have to do to give it different sizes is just elongate it a little. Same box, elongate, and make it smaller or tinier. And you just change the color. You can have a whole multitude. All right, let's group this guy together. All right, and let's put him here. Since he's the biggest part of the train, I'm just going to tilt him a little bit and move him back. Good. Let's do the same thing for the bottom here. Because you know what you do with one, you can do to the other. Let's move you back. Okay. Now here's where you get a little bit of a variation. This one has a whole bunch of candy. This one has a little bear, or a representation of what a bear should look like. I have so much brown, I didn't want to add more to it, so that's why I changed it a little different color. You can always change it to, you know, whatever you want. Purple, green, yellow. It's really up to you. So what I did is grabbed a whole bunch of circles. Okay. This one here. This one here. And these two I just went small. Okay, that looks pretty good. Let me move this one to this side right here. And I want to make sure they're even, so I'm going to go to the top. All right, so far so good. But this doesn't look like it's in the center. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to weld the ears, highlight everything, and then go center horizontally. There we go. That adjusted it just fine. Good. So we got our little bear. I'm going to grab ourselves another circle. And this looks like a perfect size. So I'm just going to go right here. It's not in the middle, I can already tell you. Center horizontally and weld. Okay, for the hands, it's the same as if you were going to make a pill. You grab a circle and a box. All right, I got this and I got this. I want to make sure that these are centered properly. So I'm going to go center horizontally again and weld. In here are our little hands. And flip this. Okay. All you gotta do is just place them on your bear. It doesn't matter the bottom since that's not really going to be seen. Yes, and I'm fully aware it looks like a certain character that we all know and love. Alright, this one was pink, so I'm just going to change this to green. The same color green as this band. And you can put him right here or in the conductor seat. I'm not sure if that's the right word where he's actually located. Or you can put him right here. But I think he looks kind of cuter right here. Alright. If you saw my candy tutorial, this is no different. All I did was just grab myself a circle and another circle. Make this a little bit smaller. Let's change it to the same green as this right here, since that's what it's going to be cut to anyway. This is going to be white as our wrapper, the representation of our wrapper. I'm going to duplicate this one more time, and this is what we're going to be making our ends. All right, that's one. And again, I can't stress enough to tell you, take your time with these. Don't go fast. If it's not something that you like, redo it. There's no, I know it seems frustrating redoing something over and over again, but when you finally are happy with your project, that's all that matters. Okay. Let's just elongate this a little bit and weld. Okay. Like that. Now you can do it to both sides, but since it's inside the train, it's not necessary. It'll still give the illusion that it's there. Weld. And let's move you back so I don't have to keep bringing stuff to the front. And it can go just a little bit. Hey, Heartstock. Choo 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 food train. All right. That is our first candy. Now, all we need to do now is duplicate it and flip it. And since I have a lot of red, I'm going to use the same red. Okay. And all I'm going to do is just, ooh, you know what? I forgot. We have this candy right here just floating in mid-space with nothing to hold it up. I just realized, it's like, hey, you don't have a stick. All I'm doing is grabbing a square, changing the color. Come on, white. Now you don't have to make it this big or this thick. It's really all up to you. And I'm going to move this back. There we go. And you need to be a little thicker. This is a lollipop on a train after all. You need to be bigger. There we go. That's much better. All right. Okay. We got our candy that we're moving back. See? You don't even notice it. Ah! I grabbed something I shouldn't. You. Can I grab you? No, you. There we go. I grabbed it again. How do I keep doing that? You see this, right? I'm holding on to it. Okay, fine. Can I get the circle? No? Okay, fine, Cricut. I see you, Cricut. I see you. Okay, there's your circle counterpart. Can I has it? Can I has it? No, it won't allow me. All right, you know what? I'm not going to be picky. I'm going to put you back to where you were. See, no harm, no foul. It doesn't matter anyway because you're going to adjust it in real life. I'm just being nitpicky. All right, let's move you back. There we go. There we go. We got our nice gingerbread candy train. We have our little, you can even consider this as a gummy bear if you wanted to. I wasn't even thinking about that. Little gummy bear. Considering this is a gingerbread. Yeah, I could see that as a gingerbread. I mean, a gummy bear. But that's it. We are done, you guys. We're completely done. So all I got to do is pick a train that I like the most. I still like this one more. But since I've already done this one, I think I'm going to go with this one right here. All right. Let's get rid of some of these because I have way too many. Now, before you get rid of anything, keep the ones that you want and save it. I don't know how many times I have done that. I work super hard on something and I don't save it. Save it at this point. Name it whatever you want to name it. And then do your alterations. Then you delete. It's like, I don't want this. I don't want this. I don't want this one. I don't want this one either. Or this one right here. This is the one I want. Right here. Now, you may think that this is super tiny. And you would probably think that. But you got to realize our size that we're working with. Let's go back to our mat. Nope, that's not it. There we go. Our object here is 4 by 6. So you need to make sure that this right here, that the train is going to fit in this area right here. So you may want to go 4.5. And then the top portion you may want to do 3. So 4 by 3, and then you have to duplicate that because it has to bend. I know it's a little bit of math, and I'm not one for math either. Now it says it's 5 inches, almost 6 inches. So we're gonna have to shorten this just a little bit to close to 4.5, because it's gonna take up the length, the whole length of our thing. 4 and almost there, almost there, almost there. Okay, that's fine. All right, for a little wrap that's gonna go over, we are making this exactly 4.5. Actually, I should probably made 4.5. I wasn't thinking that correctly. All right, 4.5, and the height of this is 1 inch, but I'm gonna make it at least 2.5 inches high. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna duplicate this, because whatever I do to one is I'm gonna have to do it with the other. Okay, let's make sure that this is in the center properly. And yes, there's a line there, but you know me, you know how I do. I always have a line. I'm gonna rotate this to 90 degrees, and I'm gonna put this smack in the middle. And if I still not in the middle, I'm gonna readjust it. All right, I'm gonna have it on this end and on this end. So this should be 4.5, and it's not. It's 4 and something. And I'm gonna weld the whole kit and caboodle. Weld. Ooh, there's a straggler. I could see the straggler. No, come back here. All right, I'm gonna have to do it the old-fashioned way. Weld. And this need to be centered. Okay, now I can weld. Let's move this back. And this, just make sure I really am in the middle. Yes. It just moved a smidge. Just a smidge. All right, I'm going to change this to the red that I'm currently using. You can use pattern paper if you like. It's really all up to you, but just keep in mind, change your pattern paper to a different color, because you already have red here and red here. If you're going to use the same pattern paper for your box, make sure that you change it to a completely different color. All right, for my square, just to make it pop, or even put a little sentiment if you want, I'm going to do this 4.25. Yep, like that, by 2.10. Maybe a little more. 20. Yeah, about there. Let's change the color to white. And that's it. That's going to be our band, or the thing that we put on top of our bag. That's it. There's nothing else. Now we're going to get to cutting. So let's cut this whole kitten to caboodle. Oh, I didn't attach it. That was my fault. I have to attach these two, otherwise it's gonna think it's its own separate mat. I don't know why it does this, but it does. Since I don't have a 12 by 12, I'm gonna move these guys over here to fit my 8.5 by 11. But I want to make sure it eats up a lot of my paper. That should be fine. Okay, I got one pink. Do I have pink? No, but I guess I can get it. I do have my red. What's this? This is a lighter red. Okay, I need to go back and change that. This is what I'm talking about, having the same color. All right, you, and you. You need to be the same color as everything else. There we go. You know what? I'm gonna have a red gummy bear. Let's not worry about getting another. Just he's super tiny. There's nothing else that's pink on here. I'm just gonna make him red. Let's just make sure. I got two different kinds of brown. Wait, why are you there? Interesting. Ah, this one I remember I didn't connect everything like I should have. Okay, I'm gonna have to duplicate you. That was my fault. Now I have to find the stick. Where are you, my little stick? There you are. Can I bring you down? Are you gonna let me? No. He won't let me. Come on down. There we go. Okay. Just to strengthen it a little. There we go. That is fine. So we're going to have two trains. Let's just go down this really quickly. I'm going to have to adjust that. I'm going to have to adjust that. Yellow and green. I thought I had more green. Oh, that's right. I didn't do the candies. All right, let's do this again. We're going to move you down. I'm sorry if there seems like there's a lot of back and forth on this one, but I just want to make sure I am doing this fine. Okay. I'm going to put these underneath here. Now all I'm doing is just doing some prep work for my mat before I go to cut. Maximizing my paper. Because Cricut likes to spread things out, which is fine. Okay. That's good. There you go. And that's good. And let's go all the way to the top. And let's go continue. My machine is on. I don't need a stylus for any reason. Okay. Let's go with our first mat, which is white. Alright, and I realize if I go here, so I'm going to have to do some cutting. That was my fault. Okay. Let's take that off. And, oh, so satisfying. Okay, and this will go all the way to 8.5, and well, not 8.5, by 11. So I still have some room. Sorry, my house coat is like getting in the way here. It's kind of chilly today. I was gonna make myself some tea, but I totally forgot. All right, let me bring you up a little bit. That's as far as I can go. And I'm gonna have you cut. And while it's cutting, I'm gonna suck down some water. Oh no, they're too tiny, guys. Oh no. Even though this is a sticky mat, it's too tiny. And this will happen. I'm not too worried. I'm just going to leave the bottom portions red. I was trying to make it into a candy cane, but it just didn't work. And sometimes your project is not going to work. You see how it just cut into the paper? The image is just too small. And that will happen sometimes. And you have to change gears. I'm like, well, okay, that didn't work. It's just too small. Yeah, it's just too tiny. I can already see it. Although it's cutting everything else. But the candy cane portion, the little round candy canes, it's not going to work. But this is how you can change your lemon that you just currently got into a lemonade. We're going to turn the red areas into gumdrops. And the way you can do that, grab yourself a gel pen or a white pen, or even use your stamps. Give a little details to it. It's all about the details. All right, are you good? Yeah, you're good. Okay, we're gonna... Why didn't this cut? It cut here, but it didn't cut anything else. Interesting. Interesting. Very interesting. All right, let's do this again. Sometimes this happens. All right. Let me make my blade a little. First let's check my blade. Ah, see, that's why. It had some fuzz on there. It wasn't the fact that it wasn't on the right pressure. It was on the right pressure. It just got gunk underneath it. All right, again, turning lemons into lemonade. Okay, where are you? Right there. So we're just going to move down a little bit. All right. Who knows? Second attempt might actually work. All right, let's try this again. Don't get discouraged. Sometimes crafts don't go right the first, second, even the fifth try. But if it doesn't go right by the fifth try, stop. It's madness at that point. I would probably have stopped it by the second or third try. All right, looks like it's cutting. Oh no, I forgot to move it. That's right. Guys, I'm going to have to move this out. It went to the second. I really, really wish Cricut had a notification saying, would you like to go to the next layer? Because sometimes your first layer doesn't cut properly. Now I have to find another white. I really wish Cricut would just take the time and the effort to putting a small little notification for crafters like myself, because it's just, all it's doing is going to the next layer without even taking any regard if whether or not it cut out the first time. It's just assuming, yeah, it cut out the first time. Let's go to the next layer. No, it really should give you the option saying, hey, would you like to go to the next layer? And it won't let you cut unless you see it. All right, let's go back. I had to move up. All right, let's do that again. Lord willing. Lord willing. It's going to be fine. No, yeah, the candy canes are not going to work. Ooh, no, stay down, stay down. Oh, no, you do not. No, you don't. No, you don't. I understand you can't cut that properly, but that doesn't mean that you need to be lifting up the paper, mister. Okay. Yeah, the candy cane is a lost cause. You can already see it's eating through the paper. But it's not eating through anything else, thankfully. Yeah, it's just not liking the candy cane portion. That's fine. We're just going to roll with the punches. I mean, we have been so far. And this is a perfect way to use up your scraps. Don't grab a new piece of paper. Use some gauge how big your paper is. Adjust it on your screen and make it work for you. Choo choo. Okay. All right, this should have cut perfectly the second round. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Ooh. Ooh, pardon me. Yeah, that was a lost cause. The smaller it is, the harder the detail. That's just something to keep in mind. You may want to do this should be for a much bigger project. The candy cane wheels. Okay, where is my... Whew, there you are. I don't want to lose any of you. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put you right here. And I'm going to put all the little pieces right there. All right. You're all right. Okay, we're just going to move you down the line just a little bit. Okay, you too, my friend. There we go. What's next? Red. Now, I have no doubt that this is going to cut perfectly because there's not a lot of jagged edges to this. But, I will need my stylus for this one. I know. You're not happy that I'm sticking something in there. All right. Let's move you in. You're starting to lift up there again, so let me move you down. Now, this is not going to score very deep. And if you find that it's just too light, grab yourself your scoreboard and rescore it. Thankfully, I don't have a lot of lines to work with. It's just one. Okay, take that off. Put this back where it belongs. So I remember where it is next time. And cut. All right, so far so good. Not having any issues, not even the bear. The bear is big enough that it didn't cause it problems. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Pretty good, you guys. Good? Are we good? Are we golden? Yeah. All right. See? Oh my gosh, that line is so faint. So if you feel that you can't even see it to even fold it properly, and you got a scoreboard, go ahead and whip that bad boy out. Okay, this should be right here. And do I have a... Where's my bone folder? Oh well, I'll use the same one that I was using for my Cricut. This is how it should come out, but it doesn't. Seriously. This is how it should score. I'm a little bit of a nitpicker. I'm sorry, you guys. And I just did this off by a smidge. All right. You know what? It's fine. I'm not going to nitpick it. Nit of the picking. Okay. Look at that. That's adorable. All right. Put that in here. Set this aside. And start moving these guys. That's weird. I lost my spatula. Now my bone folder. I'm going to have to really sit down and clean my room. I have so much stuff in my room right now. Ah! Bone folder! See, if I just sit for a second, I'll find it. I really will. All right. Next, it's asking for my dark brown. Right? Is it my dark brown? Oh, it's asking for my light brown. Wow, this one's a little thicker. Sometimes recollection paper can be very surprising. All right, putting you in. And somehow you look all crooked. There we go. Do you have any scores? No, you do not. Well, I'm all out of water. All right. That's looking pretty nice, pretty nice. Almost done. What are we on? We're at 100%. So it's doing its last things. Good. All right. Oh, come on now. Ooh. There we go. Let's take you off. Now it's asking for our dark brown. Okay. Okay. Smooth that right in there. You know, when all this is currently going, I love hearing an audiobook while I'm doing my crafts, or going on to Twitch, seeing someone play for a bit while I assemble everything. This is a kind of like a mindless craft you can do after everything is said and done, and all you're doing is waiting for it to cut. Like right now, I would be looking at Twitch and seeing someone play a video game. I'm really into Phasmophobia right now. Just the concept of it is kind of interesting. It's basically if Ghostbusters didn't capture ghosts and they were just trying to figure out what you were dealing with. Although that wouldn't be a bad idea. You know, you end up capturing the ghost you're trying to figure out and remove it from the location. It's a horror game. Yes, I am fully aware. And it's fun to play with friends, especially for the spooky season right now. But by the time this video comes out, it's probably going to be like the end of November. Just saying. But for right now, for you Twitchers that are actually watching, it's still October. Okay, here we go. Here we go. There's only like one image on this. Okay, put that right there. Okay, what do we have to work with? Green. All right. Okay, last but definitely not least, there's no more layers after this. And cut. I'm going to put these over there. And once this is done, we are ready to assemble. Okay. Alright, all I need now is just to put this guy back on here. It's super important to do that. You don't want any more fuzz to get on this mat because you want to keep it as sticky as possible. Okay, let's bring all of our elements over. And yes, they seem a bit tiny, and they probably are. But if you give it to, a family member, they're going to be pretty impressed. Even on a card, this would look great on a card. Now, you can do double-sided tape or you can do aliens glue. Should I do, you know what? For the small areas, I'll do glue. For this, I'm going to do double-sided tape. Because you really want to minimize any kind of bubbles. especially on a flat surface. But when it comes to embellishments, you want that glue stability so it doesn't go anywhere. Plus, it's kind of hard to get double-sided tape on small areas. Okay. Now, before you attach this, before you even take off the glue, you can totally embellish this. You can put some stamps on here, say season's greetings on the side here. You can get a distress stamp that has little snowflakes on it and really doll it up if you want. But for me, I'm just going to leave this nice and white. Just like that. I think I made this one a little bit bigger than before, and I realized that it was just too small. So what I really wanted it to go a little further in, because I didn't want to give too much candy. This is a little crafter secret. If you don't want to give too much candy, make the tag appear a little bit bigger. That way you don't have to fill it up as much. But you didn't hear that from me. But if you did hear it from me, I said it. Okay, let's get our engine. Yes, let's get our boat on the tracks. All right. Okay. Okay, I'm going to put this right on top. Now, if you're worried that it's going to come up, grab your acrylic block and just set it on there. It just needs a little bit of weight, not a lot. And start assembling other things. So if you don't want to keep going on here, grab another area and start putting it together. So by the time you come back, it'll be stable enough. Okay, fine. Don't help. Okay. Okay, there's my present, and it's not. Come on, I know I have wiggle room here. Oh, you know what I did? I didn't check before I set it down. I probably has it on the wrong side, but that's fine. That's okay. You're gonna have issues sometimes when you're crafting. You just gotta roll with the punches, and most often than not, the person you're gonna give this to is not even gonna notice. The only one that's gonna notice is you, so don't be too hard on yourself. And I say this mostly for me, rather than you guys, because I'm the hardest on myself when it comes to creating something, because I'm like, oh, it's not perfect. Oh, it didn't come out the way I want. Don't worry about it. And I say this for my future self, if I'm rewatching this. I mean, like, don't be hard on yourself. The world is already going to be hard on you. Don't do it. Don't do it to yourself. Heck, even family's going to be hard on you. So go on easy on yourself. Okay, we're going on that one, lifting that one, and pushing that down. And that being said, I'm just going to grab these guys. I'm going to move these to where they need to go so I know exactly where I'm going. Okay. Okay. Here are my gumdrops. My no longer candy canes, but gumdrops. Here is my bear. And that goes right there. Okay, I'm just lining everything up, making sure everything goes well. Lifting this up, taking this out. That should be fine now. Let's just go to the next one. It doesn't need a lot of time to rest since glue adheres really easily. It just needs a full 24 hours to properly cure. Okay. Just give it a few seconds. I just wanted to adhere before I move to the next thing. All right. So what do we got here? I think this goes right here. This goes right here. Yep. Yep. And all I'm going to do is just add a little bit of glue. You don't really need a lot considering you're working with really small pieces. You know, I'm actually thinking that if I was really thinking about this properly, I could have made a gingerbread engine box. Just the like this portion right here, made it about this big and made it into a box. That would have been cool. Okay. Before I get a little carried away from myself here, I'm going to start putting some wheels on. Alright, one of these wheels is not like the other. You, my friend, are the tinier one of all of them. And you are bigger than all of the others. I feel like a kid again, just putting shapes over shapes. Like this goes right here. And this one goes right here. Yay, I connected all the shapes. That's essentially what I'm doing. I'm just connecting all of the shapes with the other shapes. And primarily, it's probably the easiest way to create something pretty elaborate. I mean, I created a whole train out of basic shapes. Alright, you guys good? Good. Let's put some more frosting on you. A little right here. A little bit right here. Okay, that looks good. That looks good. Looks cohesive. All right. I'm just going to put this right back. Set this down. Good. Looking great. Okay. Now to put some frosting on. Oh. Before I do, let's put a little bit of decoration because now I'm getting to over the layers here. I'm going to make these into little gumdrops. I was supposed to make candy canes out of these, but one of the portions didn't come out right, as you guys just saw. Now if you want, ooh, are you stuck to my mat? You were. Now you can always do a little bit of stitching on these if you want. The more elaborate you want to go, the better. It's really up to you. This is your train after all. Okay. Oh no, my wheel. My wheel moved. Oh no. That's fine. You can just lift it up a little bit. No one's going to be the wiser. You didn't see nothing. I didn't see nothing, right? Right. We saw nothing. There we go. Did you guys see anything? Nah. I didn't see nothing. Okay. Now, if you wanted to, you can do like that little frosting that goes on stuff and things like that. I think I'm just going to do it just to this. That's it. Okay. And for this little guy, I'm just going to put a little bit of details. Okay. Let me do the same for my present here. I mean, you can get a bit of Wicked Stella, maybe some glitter glue if you wanted to. Okay. Now we're just going to put a little bit of glue right here. Okay. Since these guys are a little tinier than before, I'm just going to grab my pickup tool. And I'm going to set it to where it needs to be. Alright, which of you is smaller than all the others? You look a little smaller. Okay. Let me just flip you. Okay. There we go. Now I'm just going to put my acrylic block on this, and hopefully I don't move it around like I did my wheel. Now if you feel like a lot of the glue is eking out, just grab yourself like a tool, or even a butter knife, or something that has like a needle. A needle probably would work better, and just go around the edges to where you feel like there's too much glue, and just scrape it off a little bit. Yes, it's gonna dry clear and you're not gonna really see it, but sometimes glue gives a little bit of a shine unnecessarily once it's dry. Alright, let's put a little bit of glue on the back of here, right here, and right here. Okay. Now all I'm going to do is just going to put my present a bit of an angle right there, and my little gummy bear. There we go, and you can adjust it just however you want it. He's a little too further down. Let's bring him up just a little bit. Hold it down just a little. And I think we're good. And again, look at that. I think it works really well. And that gives you enough room right over here to put a tiny little sentiment. Put whatever kind of background you want to put onto there. Stamp it on there. That looks so cool. Okay, let's just glue everything. Oh, you know what? I wanted to pop this up. Got a little ahead of myself. I wanted to pop this up with little pop dots. Okay. Now you can go as heavy-handed as you want with these pop dots. I'm just going to make sure that this doesn't bend unnecessarily. Where's my scissors? Oh, there they are. Okay, right there. Gotta go a little smaller. Just a little smaller. Okay. And I need to go a little thinner on this. Okay. And these, of course, I'm going to save for later. For other projects. I'm just resticking them onto its original location. Okay. Just taking off the little backings to it. Oh, I already took the backing off of that. Ah, it's sticking to me. Stop it. There we go. Yeah, I actually like this one a little more because I have room to put a sentiment now, which the other one I made a little too small. So I'm kind of glad that I made it a little bigger. Not only that, I don't have to put a lot of chocolates in here or whatever treat. And of course I have my bag of treats right here. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put like, let me see, I'm going to do 3. Now if you have a tiny staple, you can probably use that to close this up. Yeah, that's going to fit 3 Snickers in here. Okay, 3 Snickers. I don't want to put any more than that. Let's seal this up. And the way I closed it, just for temporary purposes, because you know the kids are just going to rip into this. But if you have, like, you're giving this to another crafty person, I'm sure they're going to value it and keep it. But for other family members that are just want the candies, it's probably best just to put a little double-sided tape so it's not that hard for them to get into it. You really don't want this to be a chore. You want this to be a treat. Okay, come on now. All right, let's do this side first. Any minute now. There we go. Okay. You want to make sure that this is going to be centered properly, so I only did one side first. So let's make sure that this is sized properly. Right in the middle where we want it. Okay, that's good. Flip this bad boy over. And I think honestly, if you're doing a craft fair, little small details like this gets a person's attention. I mean, if they saw that, they're like, wow, this is really detailed. And you just put a pattern paper or stamp on the back and then put a little sentiment. Yeah. So however you want to do it, if you want to do a lot more or a lot less. But the size of the train is exactly the same. The only difference is this. So if you want to do less candies, bigger. If you want to do more candies, smaller. Thank you so much, you guys, for stopping on by and taking a look at all of my madness of how to make this train for the holidays. You can make this into a Halloween train if you really wanted to. A Thanksgiving train, or even a 4th of July. Just change the colors. Change the pattern paper and the treats you're going to add into it. It's really all up to you. Thank you so much, you guys, for stopping on by. You have a beautiful day. Bye now.